There she sits at her little table, doing her puzzle and looking cute and innocent. Looking like she wouldn't melt butter. She's that cool. She can fool some people with that innocent look she can put on and put off when she wants to. But not me. Not even part way. She can't fool me. She don't want to talk to nobody smart. She likes to talk to people she can fool, like her mama and Mrs. Breedlove and Mr. Emery.
Go empty the waste bin. I know you made a bed in the garage behind the old couch, and you sleep where nobody can see you.
I got your number, miss. I've been hearing things about you that ain't nice. I've been hearing you beat up that poor little Claude in the woods. I heard you run him off the wharf. He was so scared.
If you tell lies like that, you won't go to heaven when you die.
I know what you done to that boy when you got him out on the wharf.
And what did I do if you know so much?
You picked up a stick and you hit him with it. You hit him because he wouldn't give you that medal like you told him to. I thought I'd seen some mean little girls in my time, but you're the meanest. You want to know how mean you are? Because I'm mean. I'm smart and I'm mean. And you're smart and you're mean. And I never get caught and you never get caught.
Nobody believes a thing you say.
You want to know what you did after you hit that boy? You jerked the metal off his shirt, then you rolled that sweet little boy off the wharf among them pilings.
You don't know anything. None of what you said is true.
You took that bloody stick and washed it off good. And then you threw it in the woods where nobody could see it.
I think you're a very silly man.
It was you was silly because you thought you could wash off blood and you can't.
Why can't you wash off blood?
Because you can't. And the police know it. You can wash and wash, but there's always some left. Everybody knows that. I'm going to call the police and tell them to start looking for that stick in the woods. They got what they call stick bloodhounds to help them look. And those stick bloodhounds can find any stick there is that's got blood on it. And when they bring in that stick you wash so clean, the police will sprinkle that special blood powder on it. And that little boy's blood will show up on the stick. It'll show up a pretty blue color, like a robin's egg.
What you say about me? It's all about you. You're scared about the police yourself. They'll get you with that powder.
What were you saying to Rhoda?
Well, Mr. Pedmark, we was just talking.
Just the same, you're not to speak to her again. If you do, I'll report you. Is that entirely clear?
Yes, sir.
Daddy, is it true that when blood has been washed off anything, a policeman can still find it? If he puts powder on the place, will the place really turn blue?
Who's been talking to you about such things? Leroy?
No, Daddy, it wasn't he.
This is a terrible tragedy for Mrs. Daigle, as you say. She has lost her only child, but if there were any shadow of a Rhoda from what has happened, I shall have to live under it. And to my husband, too. As for Rhoda, she would not be happy in school next year.
No, she will not. And since she will not, it will be as well to make up our minds that she will not be there.
Then there is a shadow over her. And you have already decided not to invite her back?
Yes, we made that decision.
But you can't tell me why.
I think her behavior in the matter of the medal will be sufficient explanation. She has no sense of fair play. She's a poor loser. She doesn't play the game.
But you're not saying that Rhoda had anything to do with the Daigle boy's death.
Of course not. Such a possibility never enters our minds.
I better answer.
Of course, my dear.
Yes?
Thanks. We're Mrs. Daigle and Mr. Daigle. You didn't have to let us in, you know. We realized we followed you. We shouldn't have done it. I'm a little drunk. I guess you never get a little drunk.
You're quite welcome. Both of you.
I'll pay no attention to him. He's all good for breeding. He was trying to stop me. Now you, Miss Benmark, you've always had plenty. You're a superior person and...
No, I'm not.
Oh, yes. Father was rich. Richard Bravo. I know. Me, I worked in a beauty parlor. Miss Fern used to come there. She looks down on me.
Please, Mrs. Daigle.
I was that frumpy blonde. Now I've lost my boy and I'm a lush. Everyone knows it.
We're worried about Mrs. Daigle. She's under the doctor's care.
But I know what I'm about. Just the same. Just the same. May I call you Christine? I'm quite aware you come from a higher level of society. You probably made a debut and all that. I've always considered Christine such a gentle name. Hortense sounds flat. That's me, Hortense. My girl Hortense, that's what they used to sing at me. Hasn't got much sense, let's write her name up the privy fence. Children can be nasty, don't you think?
Please, Hortense.
You're so attractive, Christine. You have exquisite taste in clothes, but of course you have amples of money to buy them with. What I came to see you about. I asked Miss Fern how did Claude happen to lose the medal, and she wouldn't tell me a thing.
I don't know, Mrs. Daigle, truly.
You know more than you're telling. You're a sly one because of the school. You don't want the school to get a bad name, but you know more than you're telling, Miss Butterwell Melbourne. There's something funny about the whole thing. I stood sober and sober, Mr. Daigle. He married quite late, you know, in his 40s. Of course, that wasn't exactly what the fellows call spring chicken either. We won't have any more children. No more.
Come on, Miss Daigle, let's go home where you can sleep.
Rest? Sleep? When you can't sleep at night, you can't sleep in the daylight. I lie and look at the water where he went down. There's something funny about the whole thing, Christine. I heard your little girl was the last one who saw him alive. Will you ask her about the last few minutes? Tell me what she says. Maybe she remembers some little thing. I don't care how small it is, no matter how small. You know something? Miss Fern dyes her hair. She knows something. She won't tell me. Oh, my poor little Claude. What did they do to you?
I will ask Retta Hortense. Oh, if I only knew.
Somebody took the medal off his shirt, Christine. It couldn't have come off by accident. Had a clasp and lock in place. It was no accident. You can wear such simple things, can't you? I never could wear simple things. I couldn't even buy them. When I got her home, they didn't look simple. He was such a lovely, dear little boy. He said I was his sweetheart. He said he was going to marry me when I grew up. I used to laugh and say, you'll find a prettier girl before then. You'll marry her. He said, no, you won't. Because there's not a prettier girl in the whole world than you are. If you don't believe me, you can ask the girl who comes in to clean. She was present at the time.
Hortense, Hortense.
Why you put your arms around me? You don't give a damn about me. You're a superior person, and I'm... Oh, God, there were those bruises on his hands, and that peculiar crescent-shaped mark on his forehead that the undertaker covered up. He must have bled before he died. That's what the doctor said. And where's the medal? Who took the medal? I have a right to know what became of the penmanship medal. And if I knew, I'd have a right idea what happened to him. I don't know why you put it on yourself to put your arms around me. I'm as good as you are, and Claude was better than your girl. He won the medal, and she didn't. I'm drunk. It's a pleasure to stay drunk when a little boy's been killed. I better lay down.
Sorry.
Oh, who cares what they think? I drank half a bottle of Bon and Corns, a little sip. I'm drunk as holy hell.
Oh, the poor woman.
I try to think of any little things I could do to tell her, but nothing helps.
Nothing will ever help.
No, I'll be getting back. Thank you for being with her and with me.
I'll talk to Retta. I know there isn't anything that will help the poor creature, but I'll do what I can.
We both have to do what we can. Goodbye, Miss Denmark.
Goodbye, Miss Fern. She'll have to live with it till she dies.
Yes, until she dies. Thank you.
There she sits at her little table, doing her puzzle, looking all cute and innocent. like she wouldn't melt butter. She's that cool. She could fool some people with that innocent look she could put off and on when she wants to. But not me. Not even part ways. She can't fool me. She don't want to talk to nobody smart. She likes to talk to people she can fool, like her mama, Mr. Breedlove, and Mr. Emery.
Go empty the waste bin. I know you made a bed in the garage behind the old couch. You need to sleep where nobody can see you.
I got your number, miss. I've been hearing things about you that ain't nice. I've been hearing things. You beat up that poor little Clyde in the woods. I heard you run him off the wharf. He was so scared.
If you tell lies like that, you won't go to heaven when you die.
I know what you done to that boy when you got him off the wharf.
And what did I do if you know so much?
You picked up that stick and you hit him with it. You hit him with it because he wouldn't give you that medal like you told him to. And I thought I'd seen some mean girls in my time, but you're the meanest. You want to know how I know you're mean? Because I'm mean. I'm smart and I'm mean. And you're smart and mean. And I never get caught. And you never get caught.
Nobody believes a thing you say.
You want to know what you did after you hit that boy? You jerked the metal off his shirt. You rolled that sweet little boy off the wharf among them pilings.
You don't know anything. None of what you said is true.
You took that bloody stick and you washed it off good. Then you threw it into the woods when nobody could see it.
I think you're a very silly man.
It was you who was silly because you thought you could wash off blood. And you can't.
Why can't you wash off blood?
Because you can't. And the police know. You could wash and wash, but there's always some left. Everybody knows that. I'm gonna call the police and tell them where to start looking for that stick in the woods. They got what they call stick blood hounds to help them look. And them stick blood hounds can find any stick that got blood on it. And when they bring in that stick you washed off so clean, the police will sparkle that special blood powder on it. And that little boy's blood will show up on that stick. It'll show up a pretty blue color like a robin's egg.
What'd you say about me? It's all about you. You're scared about the police yourself. They'll get you with that powder.
What were you saying to Rhoda?
Why, Miss Penmark, we was just talking.
Just the same, you're not to speak to her again. If you do, I'll report you. Is that entirely clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Mother, is it true that when blood has been washed off anything, a policeman can still find it? If he puts powder on the place, will the place really turn blue?
Who's been talking to you about such things? Leroy?
No, Mother, it wasn't he.
Bienvenidos, damas y caballeros. Es un gran placer tenerlos todos aquí, hoy en este día de tanta promesa, porque nuestra comunidad está en un momento donde necesitamos decidir en qué mundo queremos vivir, en qué mundo merecemos. Hoy estoy aquí, enfrente de todos ustedes, para decirle que el futuro es el futuro...
What are you doing?
I'm gonna do the Spanish version.
What? No. No.
Look, I know what you're gonna say.
This is suicide.
And I do respect your opinion, my friend, but this is the right move. We have to be able to reach everyone, contact with every single person possible out there.
Yeah, okay. But at what cost? Like, do you really want your audience to look at you and be like, oh, what the hell is he saying?
Mind the language.
Same to you. English only, my friend. You hear me?
Look, I'm not sure I agree.
Okay. Look, I get it. It's very kind of you that you want to be inclusive. You just cannot be seen as
a Mexican.
Exactly. Do not Do I need to remind you that you're running for public office? You're an American now, okay?
Mexican American.
No, American. When they see you, their next congressman, they need to see.
Oh, I know. I understand. This is exactly why we hired you, my friend. They need to see my integrity, my strength, my resolve. They need to see
themselves. They need to see themselves. And I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen with all your, let's see, andale, bria.
Was that your Speedy Gonzalez?
Who?
All right. You know, I would actually be offended right now if you were an also Latino.
I'm not. And neither are you. Not anymore.
Look, I get what you're saying. I do, but I don't want to deny who I am just to win, all right? It's just...
Oh, you haven't run for public office, have you? Just trust me, will you? I know what I'm doing. You don't want to go down this path.
All right, look. Do you know why I'm doing this? Running? Look, I'm not just some slick city boy looking to satisfy his own ego into politics for himself. No. This is more than that.
Oh.
So, Sebastian, look at me. I am an immigrant from a pueblo outside of Oaxaca, Mexico. We came here, right? My father did what he had to do for his family. Worked himself in this farmland for 25 years, right? Worked himself to the bone, right? So I can amount to something better than that.
Yes, I know, Andy. I've read your brochure. In fact, I'm the one that edited the final copy. I know all about your Cessler story and how your father was a migrant worker who picked tomatoes his whole life so that his sons can go to college and the American dream, blah, 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 all that. Yes, I know.
That wasn't the American dream. My father hated this country, hated the man he worked for. In this town, of all these people who called him all sorts of terrible things, he had no illusion that this country would treat him any differently than how it actually did. He knew the land he stood on. But you know what was the American dream? When I bought his farmland after law school and showed him the deed and said, this is what you get. After all these years, the final laugh. I'm doing this for him and all the countless lives just like him who sacrificed, withstood, and surrendered their own dignity so you and I can have the American dream.
You know what? That's lovely. Very rousing. But all I'm saying is you don't want to alienate your audience.
And you think giving this speech in Spanish will do that?
I know for a fact it will. Don't remind them that they were once different from them. You are not your father, and this is not... What year did your family come here again?
December of 2019.
Exactly. And what? That was like a decade ago. Listen, I'm going to tell you something that I don't even tell my wife. You're special. You're smart. You're capable and very, very electable. I mean, come on, you have a dead wife. You have 2 bright and talented kids. You take care of your mother. You live on your father's farm that he toiled away for years. It's gold. And I think with my help, you're going to win this. But the only way knowing is that a lot has changed since 2019. This right here is a different country. We're different. The days of picking tomatoes and jumping over border fences and speaking Spanish, that's all over now. You're white. I'm white. There's no such thing as Latinos or Hispanics anymore. Those terms are dead. Those people are dead. We're just like everyone else. Enjoy it. Take advantage of it. I mean, like, what do you think the Irish and the Italians paused when they thought they can join the club? This is the American dream. Comprende? Okay. Now, why don't you practice the speech on me one more time? The right version.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to have you here today on this day full of promise. because our community is in a moment where we need to decide what world we want to live in, what world we all deserve. Today, I stand in front of all of you to tell you that the future is ours. There is no going back now. We've made it this far, and what lies ahead is for all of us.